Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, oh, that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, oh, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see.
Welcome to Built on Faith Homestead, where we like to talk about things like tiny houses, gardening, growing your own animals, growing your own food, learn about wild edibles, and of course, we like to talk about the Lord. And today, we're going to talk a little bit about time, and I want to show you why we do the raised beds, or why we do the raised rows in the gardens. Or in our garden. And then I also want to give you a potato tower update, a small little garden update, a rabbit update. I'm going to show you a quick fix on a rabbit hutch that we're going to do in between rainstorms, because right now it's not raining, but it's going to be raining here in just a few minutes, and I want to try to get this done real quick this morning on these rabbits, and we will go from there. So come along with us today if that's something you're interested in. Please give us a like. Please subscribe to our videos. We do all kinds of stuff. Go through our playlist. Look at our tiny house talks. All that kind of stuff. If what we're doing is interesting to you, please give us a subscribe. Give us a Rumble. Follow us on Rumble. Follow us on YouTube. Look us up at Leaving Egypt on our Bible study channel. But come along today. Here is a reason to do raised rows in your garden. As you can tell, right? And even those rows, I didn't raise enough probably. We have been getting a lot of rain here in southwest Missouri. And our garden little area, our spring garden, somebody planted the seeds way too densely right there. Turnip seeds a little too tight. It was really windy when I was trying to plant them. But as you can tell, we've gotten a lot of rain, and that rain has flooded our garden. If these rows were not raised up, some of that in there is going to be too waterlogged anyway, but we would have lost all. You guys can see these turnips that are coming up. There's some beet plants in here, some of them just barely starting to come up. We would have lost every bit of this. Look at all that greenery over there. We would have lost all that food. We would have lost had we not raised these rows up and planted in them. Now, yeah, you can see all kinds of, a little bit of lettuce coming up, some onion, my onion sprouts starting to sprout, and that one's, and it's doing its thing there. We would have lost all of this had we not raised those rows up. Now, in that area where the standing water is, it held water before I did the garden. It did the same thing right there before I worked up the dirt for the garden. And I knew that it would hold water just from the rabbits and all that good stuff. So that's one of the reasons why we do these raised beds. And of course, weeding and all that good stuff. But this is a reason to do raised beds, so you don't, or raised rows in your garden, so that you don't lose stuff like that right there. But look at this potato tower. Look at this thing, guys. Look at it go. This is what we were hoping to see coming out of this thing. Just smothered in potato plants. Looking good. Growing like crazy. Down below, up above. Starting to actually kind of look like something. This is the least sunshiny spot on the whole place of this potato tower, and it is even getting some little plants coming out of it. Here's the top. You guys can kind of see what's going on here. Look at all this. I hope this thing produces as much potato as it does plant, for sure. All kinds of little plants still trying to come up, still trying to make their way up. How cool is that? Mushrooms in here. Look at that mushroom right there. We know we got some fertile stuff going on here, which is good. We will just keep keep on keeping on, know what I mean? Look at that. Beautiful. Man, this thing's really cool. I hope it produces as cool as it looks anyway, for sure. So guys, that is just one of the reasons to do those raised rows. Is it keeps, if you do have a situation like we've had here in the last few days where it just keeps raining and raining and raining, our grass is like a little over ankle high, because of the rain, man, it just won't quit. It just keeps raining. But I hate to complain, because in August we'll be probably praying for rain. But that is one reason to use these raised up rows, to utilize them in your garden if you can, right? To help keep your plants from getting drowned out. Also, like we said, it makes a good walkway for the kids and those kinds of things. It makes weeding really easy. Helps keep a loose soil environment for your plants, all those kinds of things. But primarily, the first reason why I ever did it is this reason right here, because even at our old house, it was just too wet sometimes, and I can't take moisture back out. I can add moisture usually by watering the garden, but I can't take moisture back out. So that is why we make those raised rows in our garden, and I'm going to try to do some more plants that way this year, just because we like it. It's a little bit more work, but we like it. Let's see what's going on with the rabbits this morning. Scarface, the one we call Scarface, she was pulling fur, and we got her nesting box in, and as hard as it rained and stormed last night, I told the wife, I said, she's gonna have them babies tonight. That's just how it works. So we'll take a look here at them. No, you can't. Hey, mama. Hi. Hi. I know you can't see them back in there, but there are some brand new baby rabbits down in there. Good job, mama. Good job, yeah. So last time we had baby rabbits, we lost them because of something I did not think about. And so I'm gonna fix that real quick while we're between rainstorms. It's already clouding back up. But I'll show you guys real quick what was occurring and why we lost them. And we're gonna remedy that right now. As you can see, our hutch, this is the first one I ever made. I need to do some modifications. This is gonna end up being a quail hutch. And we're gonna build some different rabbit hutches now that I know what I like in a rabbit hutch. But as you can see, screening on the back, screening here on the front. The way this thing is facing, a south wind blows really hard through here. And what you might know about this place by now is that we get a lot of wind. The last time the mama rabbits here had their babies, we had a big south wind come through. It blowed their fur out of their nesting box by swirling around in their cage, and their babies got cold the next night and died. And I did not realize that's what was happening until the next morning, because the wind blew and it rained all day and I just wasn't out here. So I'm going to take one of my tarps and wrap it around this thing and at least eliminate one wind direction issue for sure. And we will kind of go from there. And when it is done, because I can't hold the phone that we use for recording, I can't hold the phone and wrap the tarp at the same time. When it's all done, we'll show you guys what we got going on. Hey guys, here's our quick in-between rainstorms hillbilly fix 101. Here's our tarp. Got it zip tied here along the front over the roof gap, and the reason why I did that is the wind gets blowing, it'll blow this in and just pull this tighter if we get a north wind, so it won't float the tarp off of there. There's my old automatic water bucket that doesn't work anymore that I need to redo. But as you can see, got the tarp over the top here for a little bit of extra moisture control. Not that I really needed it, but you know what? The tarp was big enough, so why not? And then here's what we did along the back. Excuse the muddy tarp. I've got these T-posts in here for a big north wind to keep it from flipping the hutch over, because where we live now, we get some big winds. And then I just tucked that tarp in between the hutch and the T-posts on the back side. That way, when I need to get into the rabbit hutches, which the doors are on the top of it, When I want to get into the rabbit hutches, all I got to do is pull that tarp up over the top. Good to go. Fold it back down when we need it down. Now, this will keep south winds, a little bit of side east and west winds off. Basically just leaving this north side opened up right now to the rabbits and giving them an opportunity to kind of get out of the wind for sure, and should help their baby process. So Scarface here, she already had her babies. This one should be having babies in the next day or two, and so should this one. So we will try to help them along here the next few days anyhow. Now the irony of all this is next week it's supposed to be hot, and I'll probably have to take that tarp right back off. So it's just held in by a couple of zip ties. I can roll it up. I may be able to roll it up with like a board or something and just leave it here on the rabbit hutch rolled up. Something like that. We'll look at that when the time comes. We're not gonna worry about today because I'm still trying to beat the weather. Just got done feeding and watering the chickens. I really need to get the camera set up where I can hold the camera some and do some of this stuff and kind of show you guys. The free range chickens don't need water. There is plenty of water for them to drink around, but the barred rock pullets we got, they need a little bit of water. All kinds of rain, but no water for them to drink. Time is what I wanted to talk to you guys about some today, and I know I haven't addressed it yet in the video. It's because I've made most of the video before I figured out what it was about. It's kind of like writing a book before you title it. I know that a lot of you may be thinking, some of you that know us know that I work from home. I'm a full-time pastor. I have to dedicate a lot of time to that, and I do dedicate a lot of time to that. But you guys also see us doing our jellies and that kind of thing, and you may be thinking, I just don't have that kind of time to do those kinds of things. Well, I want you to, before you decide that, trying to think of the nicest way possible to say this without sounding rude, and I'm not trying to sound rude. I don't want to sound rude, so I'm thinking about what I'm trying to say. Think about your time. Think about how you use your time each and every day. It probably takes me, on a day that I don't have to do nothing, I'm just feeding and watering and collecting eggs, maybe 20 minutes, tops 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and that's if I'm got the kids with me and kind of going slow, right? You can do it a lot faster than that, I know, because I've done it when the thunderstorms, right? And you're just running, trying to get it done. That's not very much time to dedicate every day to not having to buy store-bought eggs. I'm not going to say these eggs are cheaper. They're probably not. When it's all said and done, as the year rounds out, I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it's not. It's probably pretty close to a draw anyway on the eggs. But it's security. I know where the eggs come from. I know if we have them or if we don't, and what's going on and why we don't, and all those good things. The rabbits are a good step towards protein sufficiency, right? Just to have to dedicate, on average, right, 15 or 20 minutes every day to that, I can find 15 or 20 minutes every day to do that kind of stuff. Most people probably spend that amount of time. If you watch one of my videos and you watch the whole thing, which most of you don't, I know, because I can watch the analytics. Some of you do, and I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you guys that don't watch the whole thing as well. But I know, right, so maybe 6 minutes is kind of the average time that you guys will watch our videos, right? That's probably about half or so of the time, if you would just not watch my video and get out there and get to work, that you could get done. But I'm sure you're watching other videos too. How much time do you spend on social media every single day? How much time do you spend watching TV? How much time do you spend wasted, truly, through the day? If you learn to use your time properly, I'm willing to bet most people can find 15 or 20 minutes every single day. And yes, there are days that I have to have more time with them and things I have to fix, like today with the rabbits, and trying to get that kind of fixed up because there's more rain coming. And it's going to get windy in them storms, and I wanted to protect them little baby rabbits. Because not only that, it would be easy to get to the point where the rabbits are paying for themselves, and that's something that we are trying to do. It would be easier to get the chickens to pay for themselves too, and that's something we're trying to do. We're working our way that direction slowly but surely. But you do have to spend time every once in a while. Sometimes you may have to spend a Saturday working on those things. I'm guessing that most of you watching this could take the time if you would just do it, right? But guys, maybe not everybody, right? I get it, but I'm guessing most of you could. Thank you guys for watching Built on Faith Homestead or Leaving Egypt on Rumble channel. We want to thank you guys so much for your support. We want to thank you guys so much for sharing our videos, for subscribing, for hitting that Rumble button, hitting that like button, hitting that notification bell. That way every time one of our videos comes up, it lets you know. Guys, if this type of content, if learning about animals and learning about wild edibles and gardening and learning a few things about the Lord along the way, and watching some funny stuff here and there, we just try to record real life. If that's something that you guys are interested in, please like and subscribe. Please bear with us. We're new at this still. We are doing the best we can to make our videos as good as we can, and learning different things and all that. But if it's something you enjoy, please give us a subscribe. Please give us a like. Please follow us on Rumble, and it'll go a long way to helping us out. So we appreciate you guys for watching, and we will catch you next time.